get the bottom bar that shows the different team members on each team and their CS and gold in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, first few seconds, everyone seems to be rushing to their lanes. We'll see whether or not there's any vision dominance that's exerted. We saw some wards by the Legend pushing into Horizon Dawn's jungle last time. Do you think they're going to try that strat again, or maybe even with this early game Renekton, see if they can go for more damage?
It appears that the Legends 27 do want to be going again for that red ward buff, but HorizonLine Dawn instinctively is putting up a wall there, knowing that they are figuring that they want to do the same thing, get the same vision control, which is a very good thing to do. Also, yeah, some previous knowledge is obviously in play here. It can't be helped. Their game had to be restarted. But, yep, it looks like they're going to go for it, moving into the river.
It doesn't look like...
Vision is seen by Fiora.
Oh,
Ivern catches her, though.
Warwick is nearby with Swain, but it seems that neither team ends up trying to pour on the aggro based off that. Remember, with Root Caller, you can immediately jump into the range of auto-attacking for you. So if they wanted to, if they didn't have that threat of Warwick nearby, they might have been very tempted to jump in on that Fiora and try to get that early aggro and lane dominance for Renekton.
Mm-hmm. See, Swain. Oop. Gonna get a little bit of poke off there, trying to hide behind the wall. But it's gonna come right back at him from Ahri, trading off both very well.
Overall, it seems that the mid lane matchup is definitely in Ahri's favor, at least the first few levels, because in order to, get a lot of damage down as Swain, you need to have that full combo of all three of your abilities, so you can get the root on them and then chain with the Q and the E for the bonus damage.
Mm-hmm. It appears we have the same problem going on up here. Renekton able to just push that wave in and keep Fiora off it at the same time.
He has gained a pretty good amount of lane dominance as the wave is pushing in towards Fiora. Warwick ends up getting both his buffs, so it doesn't look like the Ivern ended up trying to go in deep for grabbing those buffs off the Warwick.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they were...
Ahri using that level 2 to get a nice chunk of damage off on that Swain right there.
That is huge. That is what the Ahri has really needed as far as making sure that she can control this lane against the Swain. Swain has a lot of pressure, but Ahri game has the early game. Mm-hmm. That's where she is incredibly strong, and if she can get ahead, she can snowball that lead as it goes.
Looks like Warwick's getting sighted by a ward right there, and Ivern pinging to come in. Might be looking for a fight here. Renekton going to chunk Fiora a little bit as well, but it looks like both junglers are going to back off mid lane.
Trade bot lane. Janna Shield ends up defending Ezreal against some damage, but they don't trade back.
Ahri going in for the flash, going to take out Swain. Is it enough? Yes, it is.
First blood goes to the blue team. That's a solid lead by the Legends, and it seems that... Oh, wow.
Renekton took way too much minion aggro there. He got dangerously low. Fiora could have engaged back on that, and it looks like she's going to and going to get the kill with that crit.
This is the opposite of what we were seeing
minions,
last time.
No!
Whoa! Minions take down Fiora, making it an even one-for-one trade top lane. Neither of them got first blood, so that is huge. That actually makes the lane still in Renekton's favor. Fiora really needed to back off and make sure she didn't die to the minions, because if she did, she would have been able to regain the lane dominance in minions, plus the gold you get from the kill would have been huge and possibly made her laning life so much easier. For a second there, I thought it would have been the reverse lanes from what we had for the bully going on last game.
Yeah. No, I mean, they both took way too much of minion aggro there. They both made the mistake of going deep into the minions and staying within their aggro. And that honestly did the most damage right there. That meant the most at the end. If Fiora was able to back off and maybe not stick around to try to get some more CS, I'm pretty sure she could have got out of there. It was just like not like realizing, oh, I'm taking a ton of damage from these little red minions here.
Another thing to note is that yes, those kills happened, but both of them happened without any jungler pressure. That was all done by the laners. All three kills so far have been laner-only kills. The junglers haven't actually come around and been participating in these things, so they don't have the gold that their laners have, which can end up putting them behind, making their ganks in the future less effective.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to engage here. She is baiting out that Renekton there for the Warwick, but also some heavy damage going down mid. Looks like Swain is going to go all in, going to get out of there.
That was very well played by Swain. The lockdown and damage, if you can lock down someone as mobile as an Ari and let all of that damage onto her as Swain, especially if you can get her in the queue initially, slowing her for that route, that is absolutely massive damage. Looks like the...
Denying vision with them bushes right there.
Yeah, with the bushes, they are just able to pour on just so much damage from Fog of War. There is the ward there, but red team isn't going to be able to stop it, and blue team grabs the Mountain Drake. That's going to be a very nice lead for them.
Actually, was the Ocean Drake.
Sorry.
Next Drake is Mountain.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Ocean Drake, which is going to help them a huge amount in laning phase, because that would have been so nice for an Ezreal Janna to have. With the Ezreal throwing out constant poke, if he could regenerate that mana, that would essentially make his ability to keep just pouring out the poke damage and asserting lane dominance, it would sustain him for so much longer.
Yeah. If there's a team that needed it, was HorizonLine, because Lucian Karma has the poke. Ezreal has to deal with the poke damage in this lane. Janna, she has the disengage ability, which is nice, but at the same time, the damage is being done by 2 people versus 1. Same thing going on over in top lane, though. Uh-oh. Okay, Swain taking a bit of poke. They're able to dodge some charms and stuff. But going back to that. So Renekton is able to do a lot of damage and regen. Fiora needs that regen ability right now, which would have made the Ocean Drake critical to her. And Ivern going to be going in here. I don't think it's going to be enough here.
Root Caller blocked by the riposte, too. That, honestly, is what saved the Fiora's life. She was able to riposte that and basically successfully make it so she could dive under tower immediately following.
Yeah, Fiora's just ability to say, yeah, CC, how about no? Like, it's just an insane ability. It blocks so much. Renekton thinking he's being pretty sneaky there in that bush.
Fiora definitely knew it was up and wasn't standing anywhere outside of tower. If Renekton wanted it, he would have to take a lot of tower aggro in order to go for it. She procs the Vital, just trying to get a little more poke in lane. But,
Yeah. Oh. Ooh.
mid
Oh,
lane.
Swain going to be getting charmed right there, going in on the Ari, trying to
Is
get
he
some
able
damage
to-
back. Warwick going to come in. He's not 6 yet, but is he fast enough with that bull rush? I think he is. There it is.
With the dive potential that has. Also, Renekton finished up the Fiora top lane. That's definitely, with 2 kills for the Legend and only 1 for Horizon Dawn, that is going to, make them feel a lot of pressure as this game keeps on going, and the gold lead by the Legend just keeps on growing.
Looking at top lane, there is a 1,000 gold deficit in the top lane going to the Renekton, who has the upper side of that. Otherwise, looking across the board, jungles are at about the same as our mid lanes.
That is true.
And the bot lane is actually sitting at about the same. Actually, Ezreal Janna is winning because Janna has been able to proc her, what's the name of the item?
The
Spell Thief's Edge, I think.
Spell Thief's Edge, with her able to hit that with the successful disengage, especially as Karma and Lucian are trying to go for those engages. It's really helping them. While Swain does have very close to the same amount of gold, he is about 300 behind the Ari, which does end up setting him behind in lane pressure a little. Ivern is pretty close to bot side, and so is Warwick, so we might end up seeing quite a bit of gank here, but a quick disengage by the Ezreal makes it so that the damage cannot be poured on by the blue side.
Yeah. Lucian gonna go in for a little bit of poke there with Janna in there with that shit. Oh,
that is
Cullen
a
gonna
lot of
come out here.
damage.
Janna gonna flash in to block it. Ezreal gonna
Will
go
it be
flash
enough?
as well.
Heal burn by bot lane. 2 tower shots taken by Ezreal, but both Janna and Ezreal are super low.
Yeah, all summoners went down there for that one except Janna's exhaust. That is really detrimental for the Ezreal Janna bot lane, leaving Karma and Lucian with both summoners up.
Karma also has Ignite for the extra kill pressure. This could be the huge chance that the Legend needs to end up bringing this bot lane together and pulling all 3 lanes ahead. While they are a more engagey comp, they are not, strictly speaking, an engage comp. So the disengage that Janna and Ezreal have will be pertinent and persistent through the rest of the game. It seems that Warwick is coming in, but Ivern is down here as well.
Yeah, and Warwick getting spotted out really early with that vision.
Janet disengages some people, but Daisy is called out. 1 hit on Warwick, 2 hits on Warwick, and 3 hits in the knockup. Daisy takes some tower shots, but it's not enough to disrupt the teams, and it seems that Daisy falls with nothing gained by the blue team.
Yeah. Just kind of a little bit of a poking fight there. Each team trying to stay far enough away not to get into a hard engage here.
Well, just remember, that means that Warwick ult currently is active. The ability to literally lock someone out of the fight and heal himself for massive amounts of damage.
Thing is, he's locking himself in the fight, too. That has always been the problem with that sort of, like, suppressive Warwick ult. You're locking someone down, but you're locking yourself down in the middle of the team fight, which is sometimes not the best thing.
You have to pay the price for such long and such powerful CC with, you know, the risk to your own self as well.
Swain gonna get charmed there, but yeah.
Makes it about an even trade, still downside for Swain as he was able to heal up some using his ult against the minions. I wouldn't honestly be surprised if we see this Swain pick up a Spirit Visage, because with the increased healing and the counter to AP damage, that's going to make him take less damage from Karma, from Ahri, and even a little less damage from Ivern through the little he does, plus it'll up his healing.
Picks up that Route of Ages, though. Definitely a great pickup to stay in lane longer and have that large amount of health and mana pool to go through and just stay around.
Absolutely. Ahri roams down bot, but it seems that she is spotted out by the wards, and a quick disengage using the shift ability. Oh, the fight in river.
Yeah. Is Ahri going to be dead to that red buff? It does not look so. It's close.
Karma running away. Swain is chasing her. He is able to get some more damage down, but a miss by the Ezreal Q makes it so he won't be able to finish that up.
This forces both bot lane and mid lane to go back. And it looks like that HorizonLine Dawn are going to be able to pick up a dragon off of that. Looks like Fiora's getting engaged, though, under tower. I don't think she's going to have a word to say about that, though.
There was too much CC. She was trying to proc her ult on the Renekton. If she had gotten that, she could have 2v1. The amount of healing that has is absolutely incredible. Solid Smite secure for the red team, and Horizon takes Mountain Drake, which is going to be huge for their objective push.
Yeah. Lucian a little early on the culling, though, I'd have to say. Should have maybe held on to that until, like, towards the end of the dragon's health. May have been able to secure it, but definitely a solid smite from the Warwick.
But again, they did get Dragon, and Mountain Drake cannot be underestimated as the game progresses. But up top, they got a turret and a substantial amount of damage onto the inner top turret. That is going to be providing a huge split push pressure area for the Legend to use against Horizon. They're also going in and taking the buff from Feral Kev, who is actually able to secure it with his Warwick. We see Fiora looking to come over the wall. Unfortunately, Warwick dies too early. It seems that Fiora is caught out in the fight, and Daisy is looking to hit her. A flash over the wall by Renekton secures the kill. Double kill for him, gaining his gold lead, making him 6-1. This Renekton is the raid boss.
Yeah. No, Fiora is definitely looking way too far behind to do much. She's 1-5, Renekton's 6-1. They should not be picking fights with that Renekton and should have probably backed off the red buff. Like, yes, it's losing an objective, but is it worth losing the objective and 2 deaths to it?
Absolutely.
Probably not.
I mean, the worst part is now Renekton has that red buff too. So overall, absolutely nothing was gained by Horizon Dawn, but they lost so much pressure because that red buff that they went in to try to fight over was still gained by the enemy team in the end, on top of 2 kills.
Looking at itemization builds here, Fiora is not building as tanky as I think she would be in like this sort of position. Like, yes, she does need to keep up her damage, and she's got the T-Mat and the pickaxe in there, and only 1 cloth armor picked up so far, and no boots, it looks like. So she doesn't have quite the mobility and tankiness that she might need against this Renekton. Renekton already having his Black Cleaver, Tiamat, and Ninja Tabbies, and also looks like he's building into a Phage as well.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that's interesting is Ivern and Karma both have shields this game, And we can't underestimate the amount of damage that those will be able to absorb, especially over a team that has,